Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I've gotten some really interesting feedback from last week's Sunday morning Sanity series, and the recording seemed to be the preferred way to go here, so I'm going to keep it under 10 minutes. Today, we're going to focus on asking for help and also how to get a good hug. I think we all need it at this point. It has been the most it's funny in some ways, and a friend said this last week. I'm embracing joy, and there's some really interesting and cool things happening. And I'm downright overwhelmed at other points. I had 3 really hard phone calls yesterday from peers, from friends at work who I just don't adore, but they're resources for me. I can do what I do, and I'm successful at what I do because of our teams and our co-creativity. And to listen to these people cry or vent or quit, and all 3 of them wound up leaving and walking. Not because of our conversations, but they wanted to let me know they were leaving. You know, what's interesting is everybody has a different way of doing things, right? So one of them in particular found a really great job, and she was able to exit stage left and not carry a lot of the burnout and burden that she had been feeling at work with her. So she's moving on to something better and is still feeling good about everything going on in her world. Another one, I just wasn't sure she was going to make it through the week, and she has nothing to go to, so she feels incredibly stuck and lost and in despair. A gentleman that I work with, it's just the same thing. Like, everybody's just going to handle things differently. And I know for myself, I hit Tuesday morning and I wound up writing a letter to my boss. And I didn't want to leave. I don't want to leave. At this point, I feel so much loyalty and so much like I'm making a difference. As long as I'm making a difference and I'm doing something that's relevant and useful for our teams who are struggling, I'm in. But I asked for help. I said, I can't wake up to this anymore. Every time I turn around, somebody's walking or somebody's struggling, or stress is an interesting thing. It can either bring out the best in you or it can bring out the worst. And I'm seeing a lot of the worst coming out in others. So I literally wrote her a letter and asked for help. And although it's in my nature to kind of craft a solution, so I don't just ask for help. I say, I need help and this is what it could look like. My boss is one of those wonderful people who would do what I do and try to fix it for me. And so it was important that she had a role in this. So she's like, okay, you're taking 2 days off. You're going to get your heart rate in check. You're going to get some sleep. You're just going to play and be and do you for 2 days or more. And we're going to check back in Thursday morning and see how you're feeling. Okay, so I have the most awesome boss in the world, right? Who would leave that? And she is fantastic. And the nice thing was her boss and her boss's boss all wrote me and checked in and said, hey, you got this. Everything's going to be okay. Once again, really cool company. Just, we're struggling. We're healthcare. I mean, it's a nightmare. So I took the first day, and I still had a couple meetings I had to do, and ran around, frantic, trying to unwind a little. But on Wednesday, I pretended it was my day. Like, whatever I wanted to do, I did. You're going to laugh at me, but I painted rocks and shells and hid them in the neighborhood because my neighbors seem to love that. And it just sparks a little bit of cheer and hope. I listened to my music nonstop. I put a headset on and just rocked out. I played outside. I ran errands that I wanted to do. Jeff and I had a date night and a real dinner, like we did in Florida, beer and burgers. It was so awesome. And played with Emma. Like, it was just a really cool day. But what happened is I went to bed, and at 2 a.m., I woke up with a panic attack, dreading Thursday. So I let my boss know that. And so I said, I really do need some help, and I don't know what it is. Like, is this therapy? Is it... I said, it's just work. My life I can manage, but work is overwhelming me. And every time I turn around, somebody's calling to quit or asking me for help. And I'm picking up on this as an empath, and just it's taking its toll on me. So it was amazing. She hired me an executive coach, and she gave me a bunch of time off and took a lot of things off my plate that I really felt wasn't meaningful for our operators and the people that are out there in the field just trying to get things done. And I realized 15 minutes a day for myself wasn't enough. So having that time and just being able to literally ask for help was the key for me this week. And what's interesting is I'm one of those people who's always pushed through. I suck it up. I do what I gotta do. I have been successful because I take charge and just go do stuff to get things done. Somebody once told me that I'm one of those people that gets shit done and people still like me. I've always done that. I'm compassionate. I bring people along, but at the same time, if there's something that has to get done, I'll figure it out and I'll get it done in the most efficient way. But I tend to do it alone, and I tend not to ask for help in any aspect of my life, even at home. So it was really hard for me to ask for help. And I got to this place because I barreled through alone for the past 2 years, dealing with everything from my dad's hospice care. I had to do that alone. Hospice couldn't even come in most times, and because of COVID and just whatever it was. My mom's situation, I'm the last of the O'Malleys. The line ends with me, and how do you care for somebody you don't really care about? Was that something I've struggled with? And thankfully, she and I have built a really interesting relationship this past year. So asking for help. I know I keep saying that, but I guess I'm trying to own that too. It's something I just don't do very well. So this week was a practice. It was an experiment to see, I've gotten here because I was alone. So how do I get out of the abyss and the darkness and the struggle? And it's because people want to help, and inherently people want to help. So you just got to ask them. And it could be as simple as, hey, can you put this away from the groceries? Or can you carry this down the stairs for me because, I'm still feeling a little dizzy? Or at work, I can't do this anymore, and I really want to be part of this team. So what can you do to help me? How can we get me through this? It was scary. And if you don't have a boss or a manager who's supportive, find someone, a mentor, somebody who can help you navigate. Find colleagues and allies and advocates who can be there for you, who can bounce things off of you, or you can bounce things off of them. And I'm here for you too. So if you ever want to talk anything through, a lot of people just need someone to talk through. The other thing is I'm learning is wellness is not a final destination. I've always been taught about meditation and getting all zen, and wellness is the freedom to move through and oscillate through all of the emotions and all of the things that we're going through. It's just part of being human, and to try to stop that, not a good idea. So here's my challenge for this week, and it's really kind of fun. Hugging and asking for help, but let's talk about hugging for a second. 20-second hug has more healing power than just about anything else you can do. The key is you got to hold your own center of gravity as you're hugging someone else, and they have to hold theirs. So when I hug Emma or Jeff, we're both standing up straight, we're holding each other, we embrace each other, and we find a common breath together for 20 seconds. And you don't want it to be awkward. You just want it, and you can do this with anyone, and just let them know what you're doing. It changes your hormone levels, it can lower your blood pressure, your heart rate, increases your mood, and it releases oxytocin, which is really good for you, and you just start feeling better. You feel more grounded. So I'm coming up on just about 9.5 minutes here, but I just wanted to share those tips. I've been updating the website. I'm going to be adding some blog posts. I really love if I could get some feedback and let me know what you want to hear about, because this is for all y'all. This is for us, okay? We're going to make this world a better place, and we're going to get better in the process. So have a great rest of the weekend. Good luck with the week. Wishing you all the best through the solstice, through the holidays, Christmas, all of it. And I'll talk to you really soon. Take care, everyone.